welcome to the Stealthy Crafter. I'm Jessica, and today I have a Wip Chat for y'all. So if you are new here and you don't know what WIP stands for, it stands for Work in Progress. And what that means is that you can do things like you can bring out your own WIP or whatever you want to do to entertain you, while I normally just ramble about what's been going on in my week. With that being said, I hope you all are okay today. It is a very rainy day, and I am extremely late doing my WIP. It's crunch time for the retreat, and I'm feeling a little overwhelmed and stressed. I'm excited, but I'm overwhelmed and stressed. Spent the last few hours battling with CVS over my medication because they were supposed to have it ready today and they didn't and had to do all this, had to jump through hoops and stuff just to get it all done. And finally somewhere else it's transferred. My prescription is going to be ready sometime today and I can go pick it up so I can leave to the retreat because I have been stressed about that. But anyway, hope you guys are doing well. It is rainy here. It has been pouring really bad this morning, and it's kind of lightened up a bit, but it seems like rain's going to be on the forecast for me. Even at the retreat, there seems to be rain on the forecast for me. But that's okay. I'll be inside working on some diamond paintings. I was kind of hoping to have this done before I left, but with all the stuff that I had to just do, I could not focus on this. And so I am very sad that this will not be finished this month. I was really hoping. I thought I could. I still have one more day after this. I have all day tomorrow to kind of work on it. I've got to do last minute preparations just to make sure everything's packed up because even though I kept saying I was going to pack, I have not packed. I got some clothes put on a chair. I brought some clothes downstairs because the suitcase is kind of baggy, and my husband has offered just to drag the suitcase upstairs, but I've been just going, no, I'll just bring my clothes down, and I haven't brought them all down. I will have to do that today after I am done editing and uploading this video. I'll definitely have to be doing that. But yeah, I am still working on Many right here, as you can see, God of the Moon, and I am over halfway. In fact, this row I added an extra inch so I could do more in a section. It was going to be 3 rows and then 1 small row, and then I'm like, if I just add an inch, it'll be 3 rows with all of them the same size. So I was like, what do you think I should do? And my husband's like, just make it 3 rows. Says that. Okay. But yeah, so I did see my oncologist last week. Everything is good. I got all clear with everything. Yay! My iron is still low, but all my other things are pretty almost to normal. So in his eyes, that's good. So, considering where I was, not even a few months back. So I am very happy about that. That means that I am now cleared to get a kitty. I'm excited. Yay. Don't know if we'll get one relatively soon. We kind of talked about it, but it's might not happen this summer now. It might be at the tail end of summer. We got to play a lot of catch up with things. So we got to my husband wanted to finish paying off a certain couple bills, which is understandable. And then, of course, as I'm at the retreat, well, not as I'm at the retreat, while I'm going to be at the retreat, guess what Diamond Art Club did? They're putting an anniversary sale on Friday, and I'm just like, I just literally told my husband I'm going to be curbing my spending. I mean, I still am, but it's just why are you doing this to me, Diamond Art Club? Why? Why do you torment me? It's because they can. Yeah, that's the answer. It's because they can. So I'm crossing my fingers that there is no chrysobugs, there won't be any jamuskas, there won't be any, I can't say there won't be any of some of the stuff because my friends are looking forward to that, but it's just like, but yeah, anyway, so some of the things that I was kind of worried with my oncologist, because like some of my scans were like showing some stuff that I'd never seen before, and it was just like he was telling me basically the people who examine my CT scans, you got some people who just basically look at what's, what does light up, but doesn't notate everything, just the most important stuff. And then there's others who notate every single little thing in there. So I gotten someone who pretty much did that and found out that I do have a slight curve in my spine. I got the doctor to put that in the notes so that way, in case, in the future, if something's going to happen, like at least that's popped up in there. And maybe that might be the reason why my sciatica is like awful. I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case, because like I always had like sciatic nerve issues even before I had kids. Everyone keeps saying that that it's only like for women who are pregnant and stuff. Like I had that when I was 18. Like I twisted wrong when I was marching in the band. I did a pivot march wrong, pivot turn wrong, and bam, got a pinched nerve right there, and it hasn't been the same since. So yeah, just so I got the doctor to put that down, especially since like what's been going on lately. I have like really low vitamin D, and I'm with my other doctor. I had to see a different doctor on Thursday last week, and she's making me stay on vitamin D for a while. So I'm going to be on that like once a week medications, which is something I was waiting on as well. Once a week. Of course, I see more of the same symbol after I put this up. But yeah, so she has me on that for a while because she says it's always been extremely low, even with medications, and she wants me to have it in a good spot. So we got to keep figuring out what to do. My iron is low, so my other doctor, he's like, my oncologist, he's all like, make me now I have to take iron supplements, and this time with vitamin C. So I'm just like, yay, just bring in all the medicine. Just bring it. And then let's see, what else has been going on? Oh yeah, one of the reasons why I also wanted him to notate it is just because my great grandmother, she had osteoporosis when she was old, and like when she became older, and I just with me having extremely low vitamin D and my calcium is bad, and all that stuff, and then like with the curvature of the spine, it's like that's looking like it could be in my future. Let's see if we can stop that. So that's probably going to be the next thing on my list after I start getting clear for everything else, because it's just like one thing at a time. I got to do one thing at a time with some of this stuff. It's just like it's too much. So I have a feeling like there's going to be physical therapy in my future. Yay. But yeah, just so had those 2 doctor's appointments going on. I'll talk a little bit more, I guess, about the Thursday one later on. But yeah, Tuesday pretty much, was kind of a nervous wreck after my Wip Chat. Came and went there, felt relief, and it was kind of funny because I had to get my blood taken, of course. And it was from the same arm that I got in the when they put the contrast dye in a few days prior. So it was just like, well, there we go. He was like, he called me, and it was so weird because it's only been 3 months since I went to my oncologist's office, of course, and last time there was construction going on, and I was just wondering what was going on. This time around, like, so there was like, to kind of put it, there was like a big door now blocking the way when they call for you. Normally there's like a nice little hallway. You get to sit basically waiting for your to like the infusion area. There's also a little waiting room for blood test stuff and things like that. And this time around, that was all blocked off. So the guy had to hit the button to open the door, scan it, and then call my name. And then I get to walk through the door. So it was so very, very weird. I mean, I'm used to it to other places. It was just not, I wasn't used to it to this office instead. So it was just like when I got to sit down, he basically asked me which arm it was, and I immediately was like already rolling up my sleeve and was like, "Here you go." He goes, "You've been here once or twice, haven't you?" I'm like, "Once or twice around the block, got the scars, don't need anything else." And just he's like, "All right," and I'm like, "This one's the best one. The other arm, you're not gonna get anything. This one." And he goes, "Ooh." I'm like, and then he goes, "That's juicy." I'm like, "I had a feeling you were going to say that." They always say that. Why do they always say that? So it was just like, yep. So basically, yeah, he took my blood and he's like, said I could just still sit in that same hallway, this time, but because I'm now past the doors and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I was like, dang, things changed. What happened? Like I wasn't really expecting an answer. It's just my thought process, like they'd be like, we're just renovating. Nope. Apparently he was all too willing to tell me. It was like, oh, we had an incident a few months back, so now we have to up the security measures around here. I'm like, oh boy, oh, I am so sorry. Like I was just, that I should know better than to stick my nose in other people's business. But there you go. Let's see. Then the next day was Nicole's award ceremony. So my husband was able to work from home that day, and I don't know if you guys remember, but the few weeks prior, or the week prior, I broke down all the boxes that we had in our garage. Like I smashed them flat and everything, basically, so that they weren't piling as whole boxes, they were just piling as flat boxes. But anyway, we had spring cleaning this week in our town. Well, last week. And so he dragged out all those boxes so he didn't have to go and stop at the dump to dump them at. And then also like the sink and the toilet that we replaced last year when my dad was here. And it was like, okay, all right, we got rid of that. And we're like, we hope that they'll take this all because this is a lot. And so we left to go to Nicole's awards ceremony, and that was just that was the thing. It was all right. I have never liked the fact that it's so funny compared to the elementary school. So with the elementary school award ceremony, at least we have a decent chair to sit in, and I don't feel like I'm going to fall through it. Sometimes I do, but I don't feel like I'm going to fall through it. Well, for the awards ceremony over there, they used the middle school lunch tables, and they're fold up, so they're attached to the tables, the benches attached to the table, and I just trying to squeeze in there, and I'm just like, oh, this is uncomfortable, and all that. I was just like, I can't do this. But I got myself to fit. And then of course basically they released the students who were going to get their awards, like the 7th grade awards and stuff like that. So Nicole comes in and she gets to sit next to us, which is another thing I was never used to. Usually the students are sitting somewhere else, but okay, I'm not going to complain. But the whole time, Nicole's just like, please, can I please go home with you after this? I'm bored. Please, excuse me, please take me with you. And we're like, kind of joking around, like, I don't know, maybe you should stay here. It's just so on and so forth. And we finally, like, right at the award ceremony, we're like, all right, go ahead and get back to your class and get prepped. We'll pick you up. So luckily I had my wallet with me, so that way I can go and pick her up. And she was ready to go, guys, because I had to get out of the cafeteria, go into the main office, and I was waiting in line because there were some other people who were gonna take their kids home as well. And we get I'm like the next person in line when the phone rings for the front office, and so she has to answer it before getting to me, and it's basically Nicole's teacher asking to see if she truly is getting picked up, and it's just is it okay to send her ahead. And the receptionist, she looks up at me and she goes, Nicole. I gotta bleep that out. Oops. All right, anyway, and I'm like, uh-huh. And she goes, okay, she'll be down in just a minute. So yeah, Nicole was just so ready to just leave. And I'm like, yeah, I had a feeling. So yeah, she was ready to go. So let's see, gotta make sure around the 15-minute mark to take my last name out. Whoops. Haven't done that in a long time. But yeah, we got to go home early, but as we were going home, Nicole's all like, can I have some boba and stuff? And she's like, I've been so good. I've been working all year. And we're like, no, we're not going to do that. Cause hubby had, he still had work, even though, he was allowed to go to the award ceremony stuff. He still had to work from home and everything. But like, we were going to pull into our house. Like, and then my husband just kept driving past. I'm like, wait, what? And went to go and get boba. It's like, it was a little out of our way, but we got boba and sandwiches and all that stuff. He's like, yeah, I'm going to treat her. And it's like, okay, I'm not going to complain. And, boba. But I wasn't feeling the hottest. I guess just like with them taking all my blood, and everything. I was exhausted. I was just like, because he took a lot of blood from me. They did. And I was just like, I was tired the next day trying to recoup all of it. Like, those darn vampires. But yeah, so that went by smoothly. We got home. I actually fell asleep. I took another long nap. I took a nap before her award ceremony, and I took another nap after our award ceremony. We were sitting, both of her and I was sitting on the couch, and I'm surprised because she normally zooms upstairs the moment she can, and instead she's sitting down, and we're watching tornado videos, and we both fell asleep. My husband took a picture of both of us, snoozing, and I'm like, delete that, and he's like, no, you're cute. So it's just like, but it is kind of sweet that both of us fell asleep. What was funny was like I realized she woke up and she didn't do anything except get her stuff and went upstairs. Didn't even wake me up, nothing. Just went upstairs and became her teenage, recluse self. It's just like, okay, bye. So. But yeah, that was Wednesday, and then Thursday where I had my other doctor's appointment. So this is where it got interesting. It was just like, okay, so I'm doing a condensed thing of everything. I'm like trying to have this ready to go today so that way you guys can have it. And that way I can get back to this. I want to finish it. Well, I gotta finish packing. I really do, and then I gotta make a packing list for the twins. So we got a week going on here. Let's see, what color do I want to do? This one. All right. So okay. So Thursday I had my doctor's appointment, but Jana had her dentist appointment, and we were like close by. Like, luckily the offices were close by within each other, and the times were like as close too. And I was just like going, I hope they don't take my blood again, because I know that gotta get my they're going to be checking for my vitamin D and all that stuff, and I'm like, I hope they don't take my blood again. So, but no, everything was fine. So I was talking to my normal primary about just checking in, seeing how I'm doing, all that fun stuff, and getting refills on all my medications, which is, she knew that I had a trip going, so she's all like, okay, let's get you prepped, sent them through and all that stuff. And it was like, it's Thursday, the stuff came through, and it shows will not refill until Friday. I'm like, okay. And then Friday, we'll still talk about Thursday, but I'm gonna just talk a little bit about my prescription stuff. So I won't mention what I'm getting and stuff like that, all of my stuff. But basically, one of them was the vitamin D stuff. But Anyway, basically it was like would not feel until Friday. I'm like, okay, Friday comes up, and then it's like out of stock, will be ready by Tuesday after 9 a.m. I'm like, that's cutting it close, but okay. And then and then today, it's Tuesday, and this I'm going to be trying to put this whole thing, this whole Whip and Chat out today as well. I'm going to try and push it, but yeah. So my Tuesday morning has been spent calling CVS, waiting for them to call, and I could have done the Whip and Chat earlier. Really, I could have, but I was in a mood. I was angry because when I woke up today and I waited till it said 9 a.m. and stuff like that, it changed. It said still out of stock, right? And it's just like, it'll be ready by your prescription's fill date. And I'm just like, the fill date was yesterday. I'm like, and it should have been ready Friday. I'm like, what do you mean? Right? So I call, and I'm like, I'm kind of fuming a little bit, but I leave the message. And of course, and this CVS that I go to, it's notorious for never having anything in stock. Like my kid's ADHD medicine, it's never there. Certain like it's just certain weird medicines. Sometimes it's just the stuff that's normally supposed to be in stock at a store. They never are in stock, and plus it's just one person. So yeah, it's like I kind of get it, but at the same time it's just like it's awful, and I hate the fact that, like, I have to wait for some of them. And some of my medicine's not like, oh, I need it right away, but others, like my blood thinners and things like that, that's kind of important not to miss. I mean, like, yes, I do miss a dose from time to time, but I try not to, and I really rather not miss a few days, so things like that. So yeah, it's just like, oh my goodness, it was just frustrating. So so I call them. I'm waiting around. I'm fuming. I'm trying to be polite, in my voicemail. And they finally call me over an hour later, and I'm just like, okay. I'm diamond painting slowly, like trying to take it easy. And I'm like, I could record. I'm like, but watch. They'll start calling me as I'm recording, and then I have to take this, it's, because I'm recording with my phone and everything. So I was like, so I'll just wait. So yeah, they call. I'm like, okay, and I answer, and all that stuff. And of course they mess up my last name like they always do. It's just like, yeah, I have to correct them, And then she's all like, well, so yeah, we don't have it in stock still. We have it in a shipment that's coming today, but there is no guarantee it's actually in that truck today. And she goes, so we can have it filled by tomorrow, hopefully. And I'm like, oh, I knocked the camera stand. And I'm like, I need this medication. I fibbed a little bit. I'm leaving Thursday morning, but I would like to have it by tomorrow, because I can't just say I need it by Thursday, right? And I'm like, I'm leaving tomorrow. I need it today. I'm like, I literally need it today. I can't wait around, And I'm like, is there something you can do to help me? And she goes, well, we could do basically what I said. We could wait. And I'm like, I can't wait till tomorrow. I'm leaving. And then she goes, or what we can do is see about transferring. I'm like, well, I tried to do that online, but it wouldn't let me. And then she gives me like 3 stores that has the medication in stock that's around me. All of them, poorly placed areas. And it's just like, ugh. I have to be the one that calls that CVS, check to see if they have it in stock, and get it transferred. Like I said, I understand it's just one person, but it feels very counterproductive to make me do all the legwork. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. I just want to get it done, right? So I call one of the CVS's that she says that they have it in stock, leave another voicemail, be like, okay, here's here's what's going on. I really need this today. Can you please let me know if you do have it in stock? And if you do, please, can you transfer it over to your store? And I'm like trying to get things done. It's like it's getting late. It's now getting closer to pick up the twins. Like I have a feeling like the moment I'm done with this, it's time to go get them and stuff like that. So and it's just like they finally call back, like, in the middle when I am, like, knee-deep in being busy, of course. Like, I'm like, just watch. I'm sitting around just waiting for the phone call. I'm like, just watch. The moment I get up and I start doing stuff where I can't get to my phone easy, they're going to call me. And I was right. They called me. So, but luckily, prescription's getting transferred over. I'm picking it up later this evening. Thank goodness. It's just a little out of the way, so I apologize to my husband about it, but it's like, it needs to be done. It needs to be done. So, but anyway, let's go back to Thursday. So that's all that's been dealing with from Thursday stuff for today. So anyway, Thursday. So yeah, I see my doctor. My daughter's dentist appointment is about an hour later than my my appointment. I get seen early, so I went there a little bit early, and I get out before like my doctor's appointment time is supposed to start, which is kind of cool. So we're basically at my at Jana's dentist appointment, and my husband's like, you can go in, so he can get work done on his phone and stuff like that. He's been he went in the last 2 times, so he went in with Michael and Nicole, and I stayed at home and stuff like that, because it didn't make sense to do all that. But since I had my appointment that day, it made better sense for me just to go in, and because he was a little stressed. He forgot that there was 2 appointments, not 1. So but anyway, I went in there, told the situation to the dentist. I'm like, I realize I'm a little early. I'm an hour early, but it's okay if we gotta wait. I completely understand. We literally just left my doctor's place and got here. So there she's like, okay, well, get you checked in and all that stuff. So we sit there, and oh my God, guys, the B movie, it started playing. I'm just like, no. So it was not fun. Plus, they have chairs. Their chairs are terrible. If I have a new hatred of chairs. Like, so like I thought the auditorium chairs were terrible. No. The dentist office chairs are awful. So, they are not made for plus size people whatsoever. Like, I cannot sit all the way back in the chair because the way they have it curved, like with the back, so the back is this like kind of like curved like this way, so I can only sit like on the points of the curve. I can't even get my back all the way towards the back of the chair because of how tight this circumference, I guess, of it is. So like I can turn and then kind of situate where I'm like leaning on it, so it would be a bit more comfortable, and that's pretty much how I had to sit. And my husband told me that he let Michael and Nicole go in the back by themselves while he did work and stuff like that. So I asked Jane, I'm like, you want me to come with you, or you want me to stay out here in the waiting room? And she's all like, I want to go in there by myself. She's like, I'm a big girl. I'm like, okay, all right, good. And she went in. They called her early. They actually got her in early. And, took good care of her. She got her x-rays. I thought they were just like going to do the x-rays, send her back out. Nope, they took her x-rays and immediately, took her to the back to get her teeth cleaned and everything. And she came back out with, her teeth all sparkling while I was suffering at staring at the B movie. Luckily, there was no sound, luckily. So I was on my phone a lot. I was playing a lot of mobile game apps on my phone just to pass the time at this point. It's just like, let's see. So yeah, and then after that, we decided we were going to pick up some Saxby's, and that was an adventure. My poor husband. Okay, this table keeps scooting. I'm in the living room, so with the fold-out table, so that way I'm not disturbing my husband. I could technically work upstairs. I just don't feel like dragging all my stuff upstairs, and I really want to work on Manny. Carlac is upstairs, but I really want to work on Manny. Like I said, I really like working on this guy right now. So So I'm set up here on the with the pull-out table, and it just keeps scooting because we have we got hardwood floors, and it just slides. So it's just like every time I put my weight on it, like someone in the Discord, they were talking about how they had pool noodles and stuff because they lean into their diamond painting projects and stuff like that. And I just said, I practically I almost lay on them sometimes, like the way I lean into to my canvases. I'm going to try my best not to do that at the retreat. I'm going to have the best posture possible. Yeah, right. No, I'm going to try my best at not having shrimp mode activated. While I'm here. Anyway, Saxby's. So my husband places the order through mobile pickup. And we drive there, and it is okay. I gotta scoot the table back a little bit, and then this goes up a little bit. So that way it's still in camera. There we go. And then, they said that the store was closed. It was goodness, 11:30 at that point, I think, or it was like 11ish, and they said the store was closed. Please come back. And what I heard was in it was like 30ish minutes or something like that, and my husband heard 15 minutes, so we were kind of squabbling a little bit. He decides to go around the 15-minute mark, but then they were like, basically they said that they were closed, and it's please come back, and another 40-ish minutes or so. And my husband's like, can you cancel my mobile order? And they went, they said, you can do that on the app. And my husband's like, no, I can't. It doesn't show it. And it was like a little back and forth kind of thing. And he asked to get the manager, like, if there's something that, just to see if that we could do, like, if the manager is able to cancel it or not. And, he got tired of waiting because it took it was like 5 minutes of like, please hold kind of thing at the drive-through. Yeah. So he drives off, and he decides he's just going to drop Jane and I off at home and come back and pick up the food. So he's like, because 40 minutes, by that time, it'll be ready. They'll be open. He comes back. No. The store says we're still closed. They don't have a sign or something out there. They just went, it's going to be an hour. And he's like, can I please get my order canceled? Because I can't do this. And they said the whole rigmarole of go through the app, and he's like, there's no way of canceling it on my app, right? And then they basically told him to contact customer service at this point. So he goes and parks in the parking lot. He's telling me that's what he does. He parks in the parking lot, calls the customer service. They basically tell him that he needs to contact the manager of that restaurant and to get that started. So he calls them, and it's just a back and forth. It's just a back and forth. And basically it got to the point where he had to give his number and name to see if there could be some way of getting this resolved, because OMG. I mean, and in my mind, it's just like, if they're not prepped to be open, why are they accepting mobile orders? Or isn't there a way of shutting off the mobile orders so that way you don't get them to get sent through or something like that? I don't know. To me, that would make more sense, but I don't know how these things work. But he just finally gotten a notification yesterday about that they are now starting the refund process. So thank goodness. But yeah, he was not a happy person, and I can't blame him. I really can't. And then, so that way, we had to go and do McDonald's instead that day. I hate McDonald's, but Gina was a happy person, so, I mean, yay. So we had McDonald's for lunch, and, she got to stay home the entire day, unlike her siblings who got to do a half day. Only because of how everything was kind of situated. It was it would not make sense to take me to the doctor's, drive back, try and get her, drive back down. It was just even though he did do a lot of back and forth driving with the Saxby thing. But anyway, yeah. And then the next day was so Friday was my cleaning day. I felt productive. So Friday I recorded a few videos. I was I got that one I got a couple of thumbnails all ready to go. And then like in the evening after I took a small break, I felt so productive that I wanted to go and organize not all my stash, but the hallway stash, my, stash hallway. I promised someone that I was going to get the magnets out of the old toolkits. So, like, there's like some of the toolkits had, like, washi and cover minders and stuff like that. So, she has a free little library where she puts the little magnets in there, and the kids love it and everything. So I said I was gonna be like I would be happy to give her a bunch of the magnets because I don't have use for a lot of these duplicates. So it's just like if a kid gets joy out of it, fine, so so I had my kids help me with this. So basically I pointed out I'm like all these boxes that don't have the picture wrapped around, those are most likely having the old toolkits, although it could be the first iteration of the toolkit instead of the second one, but didn't know that. So we finally started opening up the plastic of these things. I started doing a D-stash. I got like 8 kits that I am like, okay, I'm ready to give up. I think I'm never going to do them. So I'm going to be prepping that soon. I don't know if I'll take that to the retreat with me or not. It's just, I don't want to lug it all the way back home. So we'll see. We'll see. Hold on. But yeah, while I was doing that, I also had the kids get all the boxes, diamond painting, at least the Diamond Art Club ones that I had downstairs. That was by the front door. I said, grab all of those and bring them upstairs, guys. There was a lot of moaning and groaning about that, but I was like, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to clean. I'm just trying to get things done. So, but yeah, I spent my evening organizing the stash a little bit. So now I can tell what diamond painting is what. It's not organized by artist yet. So I don't have it by each one, but it's basically by size right now. So like all of my really big diamond paintings are now finally together, bar 1 or 2 of them, I think. So it looks a lot cleaner. The hallway looks, it's still like, holy cow when you walk in there, but it's a little bit cleaner. There's a little bit more of that. So now I got to tackle the closet, and that has like a lot of my chrysa bugs and stuff like that. So, I gotta start working through that, and I'm pretty sure there's not going to be much that I want to get rid of in there. But, also it has all my other diamond paintings, like from Jaded Gem Shop and Unimade and things like that. So, I gotta just start tackling that sometime this summer. I'm not gonna do it soon. I'm gonna just take a break. I'm exhausted. Plus, I broke 2 nails in the process, so my nails are now smaller, so they're not as long anymore. I'm very sad about that. And so I had to start my working on my retreat nails earlier, and I've been trying to be very gentle because these containers I hate with a passion. And I think they helped with breaking my nails in the process because I have such a hard time opening these containers. So it's just like, yeah, I don't like these containers at all. But yeah, it's just like, so after that, I was just like, I'm taking a break. I'm going to go work on Manny, and I focused on it. I spent a good amount of time working on it. I think one day I almost completed an entire row, which I was flabbergasted about, which is why I'm like, I think I could get this done. Especially since there's a lot of color blocking at the bottom. If I probably sacrifice sleep tonight, maybe I could do this. No, I shouldn't sacrifice sleep. I got to see my kids' award ceremony. I can't sacrifice sleep, guys. And I'm not taking this with me to the retreat. I already got things that I am going to do. Like, I have to kit up this one. I have this one that I'm about to kit up. I'll have an unboxing for that. So it's gonna be cute. So it's like, all right, I got a couple of kits to do, and then it's like, basically I got things that I have to get ready, as well. So yeah, and then it's just like, we get dropped with a bombshell on Saturday. It was so funny. Saturday was just like hilarious. I'm downstairs. I'm focusing on this kit, right? I'm like really focusing on it hard. And then I get a message from my husband. You want steak? I'm like, yeah, but we don't have any steak. Steak sounds pretty good, but yeah. And he goes, it doesn't matter if we don't have steak or not. Do you want steak? I'm like, yeah, sure. I'm like, my doctor says I need to eat iron, so yeah, sure. He's like, all right, I'm going to Publix. So he got himself up and ready to go to get steak. So yeah. So and it's funny because like we literally went to the store earlier, like a few days earlier, and did a pickup, and the kids decimated the strawberries that we bought like in 2 days. We had 2 containers of strawberries, and they destroyed it. And now he bought 2 more containers. Luckily, they have not gone through that yet. I'm waiting for it. Like they've already went through almost 1 container. But they've been kind of going through the blueberries now. So it's just like, I'm like, at least they're eating healthy. At least they're not going towards the junk food is how I'm looking at it. So, but it's still like, oh my goodness, you guys are eating this out of house and home. Let's see. But yeah, so he made steak on Saturday. He was just like, I'm in the mood for steak. We're making steak. It's like, okay, all right, sure. The kids enjoyed it, so yeah, it was a good Saturday night. And then Nicole drops a bombshell asking if she can go to a friend's house the next day for a sleepover. And we're like, okay, I guess, yeah, sure, yeah. So she got to do that, and it was just like, okay, it's just us and the twins. And we made the twins do a lot of cleaning up. They were like, oh my gosh. And it's like, yeah, well, we got to prepare for Nana coming over. She's coming over Monday. So, and they had no school on Monday. It's so funny because there's only 3 days of school left this week. They're only going to go 2 days of the school because I have the last day is a half day, and there's not enough time with me going to the airport and my husband coming back to get, pick them up in time. So it's just like, they can stay home. There's not going to be, they don't need to go. It's the last day. It's fine. So, but yeah, so yeah, Nicole got to go do her sleepover bit. We spent the time with the twins. We watched The Princess Bride. So it was funny, like with Michael's expressions and stuff like that, because Michael doesn't like kissing, and the boy and there's like, is there gonna be kissing? And then Michael's like, yeah, is there gonna be kissing? And he does not like kissing at all. He's just like, yeah, you'll turn into a kissy monster if you see someone kiss. So but yeah, it's just like, so we got to watch that, and we had pizza along with it, so I didn't have to cook. Yay! Always a good thing. But yeah, I spent that time, and since my husband had no work and there was no school, we could stay up late, and he got to play Baldur's Gate, and I apologized to him because I always said that I would work on Karlach while he would play Baldur's Gate. I would work on his favorite character. I was going to diamond paint, and technically I did work on her earlier. He didn't know that. Like I have a Wip Chat ready for next week. It's the top 5 tag questions. I have it prepped. I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna feel like doing a Wip Chat when I get back home and then have to turn around and go on vacation. There's no way I'm gonna be up for it. I'm like, I'm recording this. And I used Karlach, so I was like, but he didn't know that at the time. But yeah, it's just like, I was just like, I'm sorry, I just really want to work on Manny. I think I can finish him today. Well, not today. I think I can finish him this month if I really work on it. And honestly, I still think I could have done it if I didn't have all of these dang distractions that I had to stop doing for it. So yeah, it's just like, so just that was pretty much it. But yeah, we got to I got to watch them play. We're almost at the end of Act 1. It's been kind of slow going just because, we can't play very long together. And I'm not really playing. I'm the one just sitting there watching the whole storyline and stuff like that. He keeps saying that he's going to buy me the game and then make me play it. And I'm like, no, I'm just enjoying watching the storyline. I'm fine with this. He goes, no, you're going to be playing it. It's like, okay, whatever, I guess. um, but yeah, it's just yeah, that's just pretty much was what it was going, and we got to stay up a little bit later and went to sleep. Uh, and his alarm woke me up at 5:50. I'm like, are you kidding me? I turned off my alarm because it's like, oh, can't have my alarm on. I remembered to do that, but he forgot to do that. So I was just like, and I'm like, hey, your alarm's going. And he's like, oh, sorry. And then he turns it off and turns back around and falls asleep. And then I look at my phone real quick. And I see like there's so many messages on Discord, talking about, the retreat and stuff. I'm like, and I just make a comment about it and go back to sleep. I'm like, good night. And then I was like, okay, we're gonna be good, right? But I had the alarm set for 8:30 yesterday, because my mother-in-law was gonna be here at 10. I stayed in bed till 9 o'clock ish, and then I told all the twins to get ready and stuff like that. My husband goes down and starts prepping breakfast and cleaning up, and I'm like, I have enough time to record an unboxing, which is what I did yesterday. I recorded an unboxing before my mother-in-law showed up. It was just like, and it was just in time too. Like I finished up and stuff like that, and started rushing down the stairs to prep my area and get my spot, like move all my diamond paintings and stuff over here and get all prepped. And luckily, I had it mostly prepped because it's a table that I normally work on. So. And I didn't really move too much because my husband was playing Baldur's Gate that day. I just had to move my diamond painting from one side to the other side kind of thing to make it balance out. And that worked out perfectly. Basically got to spend all of my all morning and afternoon and a little bit of my evening with my mother-in-law, and that was nice and delightful to do. And start to talk about the retreat and the vacation and stuff like that. And hopefully like when I leave, the kids are going to have fun. It's supposed to be raining. It is supposed to be raining all week. We have plans to well, when I say we, my husband, I helped a little bit with the plans. I contacted one of the kids' moms, so and asked if she would be okay with a sleepover on sometime this week while I'm gone. And I let her know that I wasn't going to be here, but my husband was, and here's my husband's contact information. And she knows my husband because, they kind of work in the same, not in the same building, but basically within the same kind of company, So it was kind of like, okay, all right, sure. So we got one sleepover for one kid figured out. We got another sleepover still we're trying to figure out for another kid. And I was like, okay, now, and then my in-laws, they took the mattress, so now we only have one air mattress. So we can't have a sleepover on the same days. So that's kind of a little, so. But yeah, then like my husband, he hasn't figured out what he's going to exactly do, especially now that we got a rain coming through. He was going to take them to someplace fun, but now it's like gotta wait to see if the rain's going to clear up or not. So. But yeah, he told me don't worry about it. I do worry about it. And it's just like, it's like especially how the twins have been acting as of late. They have been just kind of, they're a little up there. I don't know if it's just because they're excited about summer break and it's just like that excitement is just overflowing, and that they know that they're going to go on vacation soon. That they're going to the beach, and it's just kind of coming out in a way that it's not acceptable. So, they're still good kids. It's just, they need to calm down. So yeah, I feel bad that, my husband's got to deal with all of that while I'm gone. It's like, usually, we're able to tag team, and it's like, now it's all on him, and it's like, I'm sorry. Eesh, woof, eesh. And especially having a moody teenager on top of that. Best of luck to him. Best of luck. But yeah, he's going to be picking me up with the kids, like, after the retreat. I already promised that, I'm going to call them, but I don't know how bad the signal is going to be. So hopefully the signal is good, guys. Hopefully the signal is good. Cross your fingers so that way I can contact them, because I think Michael would be very upset if I'm not calling him every night and saying, "Good night, little man." And I think he would not be happy about that. And I was like, I got to make sure I can do that. And then, like, there was kind of a joke in the Discord group, because, because of everything, because of the Diamond Art Club's anniversary release. it's just like, well, how bad is the reception? And I made a comment of late night Buc-ee's run so we could get cell service. It's just like, I do get a good dot every now and then. It does kind of wander in, drop its bags, and then, wander around, and then it's like, oh yeah, okay, that, that might be a good idea. Let's see, what's the next color? We'll go with this one. But yeah, it's pretty much me trying to get ready for the retreat. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm scared. I'm trying to tell myself it's going to be fine, because it's just like, I don't want people to think I'm weird. I mean, I know I'm weird, but I don't want people to think I'm weird, I guess. I feel like I'm weird. I might weird people out sometimes. Like, there's have been times where I just say something accidentally, and it's just like, people like give me a look, and it's like, oh, I shouldn't have said something like that. Ooh, So it's like just a weird comment or something like that. So nothing bad. It's just like, what the heck? Especially when I blurt things, like, because my thing is, which is why I try to write notes. But my thing is, like, we'll be talking about conversation A, right? We're having conversation A. We're chitting, we're chatting, we're having fun, and then there's a lull in silence, right? And you might be talking to someone else a little bit different, about conversation A, or you kind of moved on from it, right? And then here's in my head, I'm like, I'm replaying conversation A, and then I think it relates to B, and then to C, and then to point D, E, F, and then I come out and blurt out point G. But in my head, it makes all sense because I have it connected. But to you, you're like, what the heck are you talking about? And I'm like, oh, and then I have to explain why I came to this conclusion. And it's just like, sometimes it doesn't make sense, sometimes it does. So, and it drives my husband nuts. He's so used to it now. But man, like, when we first started dating, it was just, he was just a constant, like, he had to try and catch up with me a lot, because he's like, what are you talking about? And sometimes my kids do that now, so sorry. But no, it's just like, it's always how I've been, and I try not to. It's just like, it's very much, whoops, sorry. Yeah, so it's just, one of my quirks, I guess. But yeah, it's just, I also realize how aggravating that can be. So, but anyway, I am going to wrap it up here. It looks like it's close to an hour. I still got a lot to do. I'm going to have to stop working on them for a little bit to finish up. I really do need to pack up. At least I kit up everything except this one, except Candy Cat. I got to kit this one up. But I might not kit that up until I get to the retreat, to be honest. So, so yeah. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I will see you guys in the next video. And, well, there is a couple videos, but, next week. Bye, guys.